society. Obama tells Ohio grades America needs full-time citizens. Next, in several states, Medicaid expansion remains in limbo as time runs short. A violence in China by a dance teacher is a fierce issue. And what is optional music for the gym? Obama is carrying a huge plan. He is determined to lead citizens to take an active role in guiding the future of democracy.
President Obama urged the graduating class of Ohio State University on Sunday to take an active role in guiding the future of democracy in the United States and to fight for the issues that the new graduates care about. For this is that it's citizenship. Sometimes we see it as a virtue from another time. Obama said he was asking of them what President George Bush did when he addressed OSU graduates in 2002 and quoted the former president, "America needs more than taxpayers, spectators, and occasional voters. Americans need full-time citizens." The first of three commencement addresses he will give this month, Obama called on more than 10,000 graduates to do two things: participate and persevere. He said they should participate in the democratic process, which he was quick to note isn't working as well as we know it can, particularly in Washington. He implored the graduates to work hard to change the country, which has seen its share of turmoil recently, including the Boston Marathon bombing, the massacre at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Connecticut, and the Texas fertilizer plant explosion. You have been tested and tempered by events that your parents and I never imagined. We've seen them when we sat where you sit, Obama said, and yet, despite all this, or perhaps because of it, yours has become a generation possessed with the most American ideas that people who love their country can change it. Them though to remember, if there is one certainty about the decade ahead, it's that things will be uncertain. Change will be a constant, just as it has been throughout our history. Is that? Senior Sir Byron of Atlanta said Obama's message resonated with the crowd. The last 25 minutes of the shied away from foreign policy, immigration, and gun control. Sunday's visit was Obama's fifth to the campus since March 2012. He won the battleground state in the 2008 and 2012 elections. Obama is the third sitting president to deliver the commencement address at OSU. Obama received an honorary law degree from the university. The president is scheduled to speak later this month to graduates at Morehouse College.
The issue about healthcare is sizzling. Some debate is still going on, but it is far from settlement.
In the closing day of their legislative sessions, lawmakers in more than a dozen states are struggling with whether to expand Medicaid under the federal healthcare law, with many of them leaning against participating in the program that is key to President Obama's aim of extending coverage to 30 million uninsured Americans. And the District of Columbia have signed on to the expansion, and 14 are planning to decline, but 16 remain in limbo as lawmakers clash in the final days and weeks of the legislative calendar, when many must come to the decision in time for the provision to kick in next year. Uncertainty comes at a moment of intense scrutiny of the way the administration has handled the rollout of the healthcare law, with states at vastly different stages of implementation and the public confused about how the law would work. The 3 years healthcare law faces perhaps its greatest challenges this fall, enrolling millions of Americans in health insurance beginning October 1st. Much has been left up to the states, which have taken up the law with varying level of enthusiasm. More than half have decided not to set up the online marketplaces meant to help people find insurance and financial assistance, leaving the enormous task to the federal government. Many states are also worried of the expansion of adopting the law's enlargement of the pool of people eligible for Medicaid. The government has insurance program for the poor, even though the federal government will pay the full cost of the new enrollees for 3 years and the bulk of the cost thereafter. The debate has created some unusual battle lines. In Florida, Ohio, Arizona, and Michigan, GOP governor worried of turning down billions of federal dollars have met with stalwart opposition from fellow Republicans in the legislature. The most closely watched of those states is Florida, where an estimated 1.2 million people stand to gain coverage under the provision. The Florida legislative session slated to end Friday. Prospect for the Medicaid expansion appeared dim, but a victory for Obama administration Thursday. West Virginia Governor Earl Ray Tomblin announced that his state would participate. His decision is expected to make an additional 91,500 people eligible for Medicaid there. In many states, healthcare advocates has allied with business groups and hospitals to endorse expansion, but they have been stymied by conservative groups and the Tea Party, which are using the Medicaid fight to make a last stand against the healthcare law they have battled for more than 3 years.
Here is another eye-catching news. A video that contains a dance teacher hit the students brutally is revealed.
An online video involving a dance teacher physically and verbally abusing her students went viral in China, reported Huffington Post Wednesday. This viral video spread rapidly as one issue. According to Business Insider, the clip was posted on one of Beijing's popular video sharing sites, attracting over 1.69 million views. In the only 3 days it was circulated on the website. In the explicit video, which was removed from YouTube Wednesday, the unknown dance teacher is shown hitting and kicking her underage students as she berates them. At one point, the health teacher is shown repeatedly smacking a female dancer with a baton-like instrument. Later, she kicked a girl as the young dancer finishes a routine. This is clearly violence beyond proper punishment.
Something is fucking wrong with your brain! Get out!
The English language caption accompanying the deleted video reveals the terrible extent of the teacher criticism. The unknown dance teacher said unbelievable swear words and screams in the viral video. As the title of the video noted, comparisons have already been made to Rutgers basketball coach Mike Rice, who was recently caught on video showing his players and tossing basketball at their heads. People's Daily was able to trace the video of the Chinese dance teacher to a foreign site. Nothing that was posted in November of last year and only recently resurfaced. But the name of the instructor and studio have yet to be determined. In the meantime, Commentators were quick to label the woman a bully and morally corrupt. In China, violent punishment is strictly prohibited. Therefore, this event has to provide the opportunity to get rid of old style education mindset with violence.
You want a diet? How about exercising with some music? A research shows that exercising some active music can be effective.
오빤 강남스타일 강남스타일
Looking for a perfect tune for your workout? Michael Jackson's Beat It has the optimal beat. So does Gangnam Style by Psy and Lady Gaga's Edge of Glory. Research found that at the right tempo, music can reduce the sense of exertion as well as boost motivation. Kostas Karageorgis, deputy head of research at the School of Sports and Education at London's Brunel University, says the sweet spot for workout music is between 125 and 140 beats per minute when people are trying to time their movements to the music. Previously, experts believed that the faster a person exercises, the faster the music tempo should be. The benefits of music seem most pronounced during low to moderate intensity exercise. In other words, is more effective for recreational exercisers than elite athletes, scientists say. And finding just the right beats isn't difficult, as a lot of popular music falls within the optimal tempo range, and most other musical genres also have music in their range, Dr. Carl Georgi says. For classical music pop, two pieces that work for him are Beethoven's Symphony No. 3 in E flat major, known as the Erika Symphony, and Mozart's Symphony No. 40 in G minor. Other qualities that make music ideal for workouts are motivational sounds and lyrics. Think the theme from Cherry to Fire with its associated image of men running on the beach. Experts say most of the benefits of working out to music come from psychological factors. When people learn with music, their rate of perceived exertion is lower than if they don't use music or other devices, says German Tenenbaum, director of the graduate program in sports and exercise psychology at Florida State University. These benefits tend to evaporate once a person begins exercising at very intense levels, he says. Dr. Tenenbaum says similar benefits have been observed when athletes are told to imagine they are in a certain location, such as at the beach, or are exposed to particular smells, such as lavender. David Lee Priest, a researcher at the University of East Anglia in Norwich, England, says music is able to divert attention through a neurological mechanism. The unpleasant feedback from exercising, such as difficult breathing, sweating, or stiff muscles, is transferred to the brain using the afferent or sensory nervous system. Listening to music interferes with the transmission of those aware of the fatigue. The music will block out the sensation of fatigue and effort so you won't fully notice them. He says the blocking occurs only up to a point, about 70% of one's maximum capacity, he says. With resistance training, the benefit of music occurs more before one starts exercising or in between sets, Dr. Priest says. It's like taking a mild stimulant. It will increase your heart rate and blood pressure slightly.
These are today's news. Thank you for listening. I am News, 최윤유, 인천.